My name is Chelsea. I'm with Adapt AI Group. We have another exciting guest speaker here today to talk about client retention, AI, what the future of the industry looks like. Claudia is here. She's a co-founder and a CEO of Most Consulting Group and Scarlet X. Really exciting time in the industry, and there's a lot of change and growth occurring in her company. So we're really happy and thrilled you were able to join us here today, Claudia. Um, if
Thank you.
I if I could turn it over to you, why don't you just kind of give us your pitch here? Tell us about your companies and what exactly you do before we jump in.
No problem. I started Most Consulting Group 14 years ago. I subsequently brought in John Monk, who was my partner. He started as an intern. I always believe in giving everybody an opportunity to grow. I had in the past a very large distribution company with 12 locations up and down the East Coast. I did about 2,500 deliveries a day.
Wow.
And so I'm not new to entrepreneurship. Certainly, I was new to cannabis, and I got into cannabis because of my son, Snick Barnes, who is a very famous glass artist. If you want, check out his work; is amazing. And he said, "Ma, it's going to blow up. You need to get in."
Yeah.
So I noodled around. I went to some trade shows like Champs. That really wasn't my audience, because I was more used to dealing with corporate clients. And yet I know all those people, they're wonderful people. But then I started noodling around to see who else. So it was dispensaries, it was grows, it was anybody who was manufacturing. So if you go to our website, mostcg.com, you can see the variety of services we perform for clients. We're really a one-stop shop, and which makes us uh, more easily accessible to solve problems for our clients. Then I was sitting around one day and I said, wait a minute, you're a delivery person, you're a transportation person. Why aren't you delivering in cannabis? Well, then that journey started. And last week, finally, oh my God, last week we got our license in New Jersey. Yay. So we got our distribution license in New Jersey. It's very exciting times. I'm thrilled. And now we have all that good work to start uh, advertising. We are unusual in that I have over 20 years experience in transportation, logistics, supply chain, and chain of custody, and now 14 years in cannabis. I don't know anybody else who has both of those skill sets, which brings me to the forefront of, again, problem solving, looking at helping and coaching folks to figure out where they should be, what they should be doing. So we do a lot of strategy as well. And that's me in a nutshell.
I love it. It always starts with just a spark, an idea, and then it blows up from there. I think you hit it on the head, right? Who else has that kind of experience in the
Nobody.
specific market that you're targeting? It's a really cool industry, and there's a lot of growth there. There's a ton of money being invested in it. So I think, similar to AI, right? It's something that if you miss the bandwagon, you're going to be looking back 10, 20 years like, oh dang, shoulda got in
Right.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. And very cool about your son as well. So what kind of glass work does he make?
Just Google him, Snick
I will.
Barnes, and you'll
Okay,
see.
very cool. Love that. Well, jumping in, we'll just go do a couple questions here, really,
Go
really
ahead.
quick. Just related to how you're finding your customers, right? There's a lot of competition out there these days. It's hard to know who's legitimate and who's just gonna end up wasting your time, right? So how are you finding the right clients? What are your methods that you're using that you're finding high success rates with?
Yeah, I'm basically a salesperson. That is how I started my career. And if you look me up on LinkedIn, you'll see I was a salesperson, always selling. And I understand sales from the old school point of view, which there are some things that remain and some things that became obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Our customers can be anywhere by virtue of the internet. So we can be here, there, or anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so we go about prospecting in a different way. We have databases that we mine. We have, and I'm very unusual again because I have a marketing agency. The marketing agency doesn't charge me. Most consulting group and most CG.com is our marketing arm. So I can say to somebody, we'll be able to help you not only with your marketing, we'll be able to help you with your delivery, which is a very interesting combination for people. And
Absolutely.
if somebody wants to stand up their delivery service, we will offer them free marketing for 2 months to
Love
help
that.
them stand up. Nobody else can do that because they don't own a marketing agency.
Mm-hmm.
So we are unusual in that I am what can I say, a more wizened and older business person. So I bring that to it. Yet everybody around me is young, vital, and our clients love it. So yeah, it's a very interesting combination. So we do a lot of outbound. I write articles.
Okay.
I am more of a thought leader about business in general, because a lot of folks that have gotten in, I'll say in the state of New Jersey, have never owned a business. They have no idea of what they're doing. And so they go by the wayside, which is tragic to me. If they would call me, I'd be happy to work with them. But unfortunately, a lot of people think, I can do it myself. No, you can't do it yourself. This is not a do it yourself industry. So
Right.
while you've had that golden carrot of, oh, you're going to make millions of dollars a day, you have a dispensary, they go out of business
Yeah.
because they're not sales or marketing oriented. They don't understand. They just think open my door and people will come in. Not
Hmm.
true. So that's what I have found. That that's my opinion. And
Yeah.
so we are actively always seeking customers. Always.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
love
what we do. Yeah, that's what we do.
That's very cool that, like you said, who else has that where you can handle the logistics side and we're going to help you market it and build your business.
Right.
That's really very cool.
Absolutely.
Within your marketing department, what kind of tools or AI are you already starting to incorporate, if any?
Well, I believe that now on a daily basis, I'm not tuned in to what everybody's doing, but we have designers, we have writers, content, and I think that the writers may look for a prompt to use
Hmm.
AI. I know I'm I'm old school. I mean, I use it to write. But
Hmm.
what I've learned is that while you can use it, you still have to have your own vibe to whatever it is you're writing. And some people don't understand that. That just say, give me a paragraph of, how to do a delivery. So
Right.
it doesn't make sense because I want to have my personality, my thumbprint uh, on whatever it is that I'm putting out to the public. And a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people are threatened by AI. I think of it as a supplement to what we do. It will never replace the folks that I work with ever. I mean,
Hmm.
we're not robots here. So I believe in the personal touch always, always. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
think
I,
it's really critical to talk about how AI can help. It can reduce some of our waste. It can maybe speed us up our productivity, but without that personal touch in there as well. The retention piece, you might be able to find a client, but are you going to be able to close them, retain them, have that long-term relationship with them without the personal side to it as well? Um, so, with that, how do you see in your specific industry AI shifting that client dynamic in 3, 5 years from what it is today, right? We have the basic GPTs and all those, those free options out there today. What do you anticipate here?
well, as I said, for me, I will always rely on the folks that I work with, their creativity. Again, AI has a place, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't supersede the human touch. And I will say that my writers, people that I work with, the designers, all that, I don't, in my heart of hearts, I don't see replacing a person with a machine. It just doesn't work. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, people do business with people.
Hmm.
We are people. You want to relate to me. You either like my personality and my outspokenness and my flamboyance, or you don't. In that case, you'll work with somebody else on my team. But that's that's how it is. I mean, we have to be imbued in the process of cultivating clients. And
Yeah.
I don't see that changing.
Yeah.
Again, that you asked me, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's I think you're definitely right with that. So kind of shifting gears a little bit then. So, you're making progress in New Jersey you're just talking about, right? And I'm sure there were plenty of bumps and challenges to be able to have the ability to work there. What are some of those other just challenges that you're hitting in today's economy? Because there's so
Oh,
many with price increases and new
terrible.
regulations and what are some of those challenges and how are you
Well,
overcoming those?
I see, for instance, saturation in New Jersey. That has caused a lot of people to quit, go out of business, not
Mm,
actualize their licenses because of all of the restrictions and running out of money, which is
mhm,
tragic. And, you know, we all have cash flow issues. Gosh, it's a pain in the neck.
mhm,
But we do what we have to do as an entrepreneur. People don't also understand leadership, entrepreneurship. These are roadblocks to success. Because if you're the leader of your company and you're panicking and you don't have any solutions, what are the folks that work with you going to think?
mhm,
The question is, you want to open a business, but are you a leader? Are you the person who can set sail in the right direction? Are you the same person that can look out on the horizon and see what's coming while you're looking at the deck on your ship? That's a skill. That's a skill. It doesn't come overnight. And if you've never done it while you're trying to figure it out, you're going to have a big problem. That's just
yeah,
how I've seen it my whole career. Now, there are things that come along that smack you in the head. There are the unknowns, but it's all about the recovery. What's your resilience factor? What's your
mhm,
risk factor? I mean, if you're risk averse, you sure should know in a business. You
right,
know, we take risks every day, big time. Um, and you have to, I often said in other speeches that I've given, you don't know you're a big girl until you have to meet a payroll. When you have to meet that payroll, you have to take care of people. It's that's your first thought, or
yeah,
the people that you work with and the consideration of those people. What I see here too in the industry is people are too quick to toss people away.
mhm,
I mean, without understanding that you can nurture someone into a different position. Um, and so it goes.
yeah. No, I love the focus and the emphasis on the people side, not just with clients, but clearly internally with your own companies as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's hard to find that with
It is
leaders,
hard. It is
bosses.
hard. It is
Yeah.
hard. It is hard because there are
Mhm,
a lot of people that are ruthless and cutthroats, micromanagers. That
mhm,
doesn't work for anybody either.
right.
Liars.
Yeah.
If I weren't happy with what you're doing, I would sit you down. There's a protocol to go through, coaching and everything. A lot of those people don't know that. They don't know the HR side. I do it because I understand it and because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Somebody has children, I'm just not firing them right away. I'm not
Mhm,
doing that. I'll try to recycle them in something else or allow them the opportunity to look for something else, which I just did with someone.
yeah.
Someone has 3 children, I wouldn't fire him.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's
that's
understandable.
what I think it's commendable. That's how I live my life. I have to get up every day and look in the mirror,
Yeah. Pay it
right?
forward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love hearing about that. And I know it's not quite the topic of the podcast, but I think in general, though, talking about taking care of people and leadership, you have experience doing that. You clearly do it in your company. Do you have a pretty structured process then internally that, how you groom and develop? We were originally talking retaining clients, but retaining employees is just as important. and being purposeful about that. So,
Yes, very
how
important.
structured is
I
your
don't
approach?
know how I'm not a very structured person.
Okay.
I'm more of a scattershot person. I'm more of a person who says, okay, here's the situation. What do I have to do? What am I assessing? What are my movements here within this realm? And when I see someone, I mean, over my career, I have coached so many people
Mhm.
to step up into another position, take a sales position because they were very good inside. Oh, I can't. I had this young woman who cried bitterly, I can't do this. Yes, you
Mhm.
can. And she became a great salesperson. So I kind of passed the torch that way. I'm not a rigid person. I'm more flexible. And that
Okay.
that carries through in everything I do.
Yeah, I love that. Well, if you had to give advice to anyone new, kind of starting off, what are some key things, mistakes maybe that you learned from that you
Oh,
think would be helpful?
okay. Know your numbers.
Okay.
Know your numbers. Develop good relationships with your key people. Be truthful. Don't hide. Be direct. Very important. Um, and when the shit hits the fan, stand up and do what you have to do because that says, hey, I'm going to keep you safe. I'm going to stand at the door like an eagle and I'm going to do what I have to do to protect this company. And people see that, they feel that. That's a safety factor. People want to feel safe.
Mhm.
People don't like change. My company is in a big flux of change now. Um, it's steadying the ship. It's figuring out where are we going, how are we getting there, all the things that we have to do. So I'm very excited about it. And I convey that to the folks that I work with. But know your numbers, hire slowly, fire quickly,
Mhm.
um, fire quickly within the realm of your HR
Right.
capabilities. Make friends within the industry, colleagues. Not everybody's your enemy.
Mhm.
They can be your friendly co-opetition. I call it co-opetition, where you cooperate with people.
Yeah.
Um, and no bullshit. That's who I am. No bullshit.
Love it. No, that's really great advice. I think you hit it on the head. I really enjoy your perspective on everything there.
Thank you.
I know we're almost at time here, so I'd love to give you a chance if there's anything related to your company that you might want to say, kind of as we close it out. I'll give you the
Sure.
mic.
Thank you. So, whoever's listening, if you need any of the services that we provide, please get in touch with me. There is no fee to have a conversation. I'd be happy to talk to you about strategy, design. Please visit the websites, mostcg.com and Scarlet, SCARLET, EX.com, 1T. And I'd be happy to talk to you. I love to, can you tell? I like to talk. So,
Yep. Love it.
so
And
that's us. And thank you so much for having me on today.
thank you so much, Claudia. This has been really great. I think our viewers are gonna get a lot out of this. I wish you the best of luck with everything going on. Sounds like a really exciting time in your companies, and best of luck to you. Thank you.